Hello to all my people, and if you're watching live, checking us out on YouTube, or listening on your favorite podcast provider, you are most definitely my people. Welcome to another episode of Botched and Share Shots, powered by Last Word on Sports. I am your host, a chef by trade and a mark by choice. I am the Will Gray, and I have two outstanding guests joining me tonight. First and foremost, making his Botched and Share Shots debut, he is the general manager of New South Pro Wrestling. Dump, how are you, brother?
Great, man. Glad to be on the show, dude. Y'all are doing some crazy good stuff here.
I'm excited to have you. And to the right of you on the screen, making his triumphant return, is the voice of New South Wrestling. He is a professional mic holder. He is one Carmen Michael. Carm, welcome back, brother. How are you?
How's it going, man? It's been a minute.
It has been. I was looking through it and I was like, damn, has it already been almost a year since Carm came on? And
Really?
we started touching base with you. I was like, damn, that's a long time already.
Dang, my schedule got busy after that.
you low key kind of blew up, and it's a different conversation, man. I need to have you back just to speak on what 2023 was like for you. But what brings us here together tonight, gentlemen, as it were, New South Pro Wrestling, the Haas tournament coming up. For you guys, let's kick it off right off the start. Best in the South. It's more than a moniker for both of you. What's it like for you guys having solidified yourself as one of the premier independents in the Southeast, but now having a chance to display that on IWTV as well to a more national audience outside of just, the Southeast now? What's that like for you guys?
I'll let you do it, Carmen. I'm looking at the screen. I don't get to do these podcasts very often, but I kind of like the Brady Bunch thing we got going on. So I like looking at Carmen and then down at Will. This is kind of cool.
I was gonna say, I'm surprised you were able to, function technologically to get on here. It's nice. It's a treat.
I don't do technology. Carmen will tell you that.
So for me, I think we had mentioned previously when I was on here, originally I was a fan of New South Pro Wrestling before I joined. And one of the big factors for me wanting to come to New South is I saw, hey, they're on IWTV. That's cool. Like, they must know their stuff. So originally we were on there for several years. We left at the beginning of 2022, if I remember correctly, to go to Pro Wrestling TV.
That sounds about right.
Which was a free alternative at the time. Ended up making the decision, this wasn't working out. So we swapped back over to IWTV, had a bit of a homecoming. It just felt right. Like, all of our, I don't want to say partner promotions, but all of our friendly promotions are all on IWTV. There's a lot of, talent, going back and forth. So it just felt right to come back.
Nice. Looking at Haas as a whole, the heart of the Southern 16, as it were, how is it for you guys having built such a strong young roster of dedicated New South talent that you guys can put in the field against some of your Fuego del Sols or your Cole Radricks, being able to build the heart of the New South roster and then pair them with your out of town guys that you're bringing in for the tournament? I guess the organic growth of New South, I guess, is what I'm looking for.
One, it gives the young guys a carrot dangled in front of them to be involved in something like this. And then they're competing with some of the best people, like you said, like Fuego, from all around the place. It's just something we look forward to every year. We secretly and not so secretly call it it's our Catalina wine mixer. So when Haas season comes, which is usually like December, when we really start talking about, the Haas tournament and stuff like that, like the whole locker room gets jazzed because everyone knows it's like the place to be.
It's a line you'll hear frequently on commentary between myself and my partner Rob Weathers, but but seriously, it's a real thing. Once Haas rolls around, it's like everyone kind of looks around at each other, and it's almost a competition to see, well, Haas is coming around. I'm gonna step up. I'm gonna prove myself that much more. Maybe I will be entering into Haas this year. So every year I see it, man. I love it. This is my fourth Haas now, and every year I've seen that happen.
Carmen, I have a question. For you.
Go ahead. Oh no.
What was the first Haas you came to as a fan?
My very first New South show in general My very first
Okay.
New South show was the finals of the first ever Haas.
Oh wow.
So I was there when Fred Yehi was crowned. I believe the final four was Yehi, Cheeseburger, Austin Theory. Don't know what happened to that guy. And I
He's
believe
somewhere these days.
I believe Odinson was the fourth, if I remember correct. I could be wrong on that one, but that was back in 2018, if you can believe it.
Good night.
Yeah.
We've been doing this a long time.
So looking at the differences coming into Haas number 7, from your perspective, Carmen, you just said you've been there. You were there for the night one as a fan, and you've been here for four of them as a member of the team. Dump, for you, having been there since the roots of it all. What's the
Yes,
biggest
sir.
differences going from 1 to 7 now for you guys?
Oh, the biggest difference is the jacket. When Carmen just talked about Fred Yehi winning, this is the funniest thing ever. We had ordered a jacket, our first ever orange jacket, but I think Brandon Williams had ordered it and it came from China, so the size was off. And so Fred Yehi, to his credit, tries his best. He's sweaty.
He got one arm on.
Has wrestled like 40 minutes this night, and he still tries to put it on, and he can only get one arm. This jacket was like, it looked like an orange like Prince jacket, like super small, like the artist Prince, and he could just not get it on.
I affectionately refer to the jacket now. The first one is more like a PGA sort of jacket you would win, but everyone since then I've always referred to as the Southern Ribera.
There you go.
Get that nice little Ribera steakhouse, but it's got the Haas logo instead. And it's not just that. It's not just that though. Obviously, the winner of the tournament obviously gets the nice jacket. They get to wear it around, show their pride that they won. But they also get a shot at the New South Heavyweight Championship as well.
So
it is a huge springboard that we like to use to get new title contenders.
That is one of the coolest title belts on the independent scene, by the way.
Well, thank you.
I absolutely love the title, and that is a little bit biased, having been down there more than a few times. But looking at the overall group of competitors in the field this year, one of the guys, another one, he's been on the show, Kerry Awful. He's won the Winter Wars. He helped win the Freebird Cup with the squad. What's it like for you guys having like that kind of leadership and talented vets to help, bring up some of these younger guys coming through the school and everything with you guys at New South? How important are, Kerry and Nick and some of the vets to you guys?
It's been awesome. Just having someone that can help us. I mean, you see the show, like it's there's so much work to be done, but just having that veteran leadership in the back, it's priceless. And Kerry is one of the smartest minds that I've ever come across, like in pro wrestling, bar none. He gets it.
I think it's a common thing after every seminar that Kerry has done, even if it's, the third or fourth seminar that a particular person has taken with Kerry, they always say they've come away with something new that they've learned. He's got a great mind for the business, and he's always wanting to give back.
Oh yeah, we have had so many seminars by him because it's like chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, and our students have gotten so much better because of Kerry.
And personally, for me, you talk about like a mentorship to the younger guys. I've been very grateful that Kerry has sort of taken me under his wing to, steer me in the right direction, give me good advice, tell me lots of road stories. And, if it wasn't for people like Kerry and like Dump and, the older generation, like if it wasn't for them passing along what they've learned, like we'd kind of all be stuck in the water just paddling. Like we need that information so we know how to grow as performers. And I don't think enough people just in general reach out to the generation before them and ask questions.
So one of my
good point.
one of my biggest questions I want to ask is because I see the characters. You've got a Kerry Awful and a Nick Iggy, a Rita Raccoon. You've got a lot of heavy personalities in New South Pro Wrestling. There's zero questions about it. I say this lovingly. It's got to be like herding cats. What's it like for you guys wrangling in, 14, 16, 18 different personalities to get them together to put a show on the size of Haas?
It's tough. That's a great question. It's tough, but somehow we do it, and it's usually a Hail Mary play, just like last year. The
Oh
big
no.
storm had come through. Power is out in the venue on the Friday night, and we're thinking we might have to cancel this show. And we're like looking for generators to rent and all this stuff. And then, like, what, Carmen? Like an hour before the show,
It's about an
power.
hour before the
Yeah,
show, we finally got power, and then it was a mad dash for us to use all of our power tools to, like, actually finish building the set, because it was supposed to be done earlier in the day, but, like, with the power going out, there was nothing we could do. It was it was insanely chaotic. And like you mentioned, and then on top of that, you have to balance all the personalities. You have to answer questions. You have to take phone calls to make sure so and so is picking up so and so from the airport. Like, I know Dump's been doing this for a while now. I'm kind of new and I'm kind of new in the office, so I'm just now starting to see it. But I know it's
it's
overwhelming
always
for
a
me.
mad scramble, especially like he said, just bringing in all these people from all over the place. It's tough, but by the end of the night, so worth it.
So this year specifically, it's not just the tournament though. You've got Braydon Toon and Drake teeing off in a TLC match. Hunter Drake teeing off in a TLC match for the New South Gold for the title. What's it been like for you guys? Kind of seeing the rise and fall of a former New South Tag Team Champions, the cash in at the anniversary show, everything that built from there. What's the excitement for you guys and in the locker room, seeing the build between these two friends turned into rivals now, going into one of the biggest matches in both their careers?
Honestly, these are probably two of the fastest rising young guns. And I just know that you should not miss the first night of Hoss because they are going to steal the whole weekend. My prediction. That's the easy prediction.
They've absolutely got something to prove. And like you said it, the fastest growing, like Braden Toon is someone who, what, 2 years ago was on New South pre-shows.
Yep.
He was coming out to Top Shelf, just trying to help out, trying to get into New South, try to make himself like a regular roster member. And now he's built his way up. He's traveling around the country. He's going off to New Jersey and Chicago and all these places. And so is Hunter Drake. You know, Hunter was primarily a tag team guy. I mean, Dump, I think you've choke slammed him probably more than anyone else in the business back in the day.
It's so funny seeing both of these guys grow. They were both tag team guys. Both of them were former tag team champions. Um, it's amazing. It's one of my favorite things. Promoting is so taxing, especially mentally. But when you see, like, I always refer to all of these as they're all my kids. When I see them like level up, there's like nothing better in the world.
And I think the common thing that always gets brought up with independent wrestling is there's no stories. It's just matches for the sake of matches. And here we're going into our biggest show of the year, this tournament where it's, a bunch of exhibition matches between people from all across the United States.
Hmm.
But this on night one, we're capping off a 9 months, longer than a 9 month story. It really, went into that next gear 9 months ago, but this has been going on for well over a year now, and we're finally culminating at Haas. And you don't see that a
Yep.
lot.
And
I,
then
I,
on
I
top of the first round, night one, we have Cabana Man Dan versus Perez. That's like another issue that's been getting hot. So I mean, night one, you can't miss it.
You just rattled off a few of the hot names. We were talking about Drake and Braydon Toon. Kinsey Page is another one currently holding the Burke. Dylan McQueen's came in. You guys have had tons of talent come through New South. You mentioned Austin Theory came through. Like all these guys getting the roses. How proud are you, Dump and Carm, both to see the talent come through New South, get over with the fans, blow up, and then go to those next levels as workers? How does it feel for you guys seeing them grow as talent in the wrestling business?
I love it. Like I said, I love seeing these kids get what they want. I like seeing them put in the work. I'm sure he won't care, but it's so funny. Brogan Finley, who just signed with the E, hit me up and he's like, Dump, you got to give me one of those Hoss shirts this year. So I'm actually setting him one aside because he wants a Hoss shirt.
It's a hot
So it's kind of
commodity,
cool
man.
that it is, and it's just cool to know that he's still watching the product and like keeping up with it.
So one more question before we get ready to land the plane. The unofficial official home for New South, Singing River Brewery. You guys are in and out of there a ton. I love the venue. What's it like for you guys, and how's the relationship right now with the brewery?
Awesome. It's nice being somewhere where you want it. We have a couple of other venues that we're going to debut actually in April. We're super excited. Like the word's getting out. Word of mouth is really strong for us. People just, wrestling fans that have connections to venues, like they're the ones booking these venues for us. It's not even us half the time. They want the product in their hometown, and like to me, that's so cool.
And we were talking earlier about sort of the chaos that comes with booking wrestling, and you talked about the power going out at Haas, but don't forget, like, we Singing River was our backup plan for Haas last year. The original venue pulled the plug on having events, a week and a half before Haas? It was maybe like
Yes,
10 days before Haas. So we moved it to Singing River, a new city for us, a new venue. And we're like, well, we've done 2 shows here. Maybe people will show up. So it's nice. At least this year, we've built that relationship in the city. We've sort of built the crowd up. We have our regulars now in that area. So it's nice to have a Haas here in Singing River and like doing it the right way, actually being able to promote it.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Like
I tried
it
to.
was such a relief when we finally pulled it off. I think we all just like had the world's largest group hug because I didn't think for a second we were going to pull it off.
One day there's going to be a documentary, and you're going to hear everything, like all the crazy behind the scenes things that no one's ever talked about. I love it.
Oh yeah. And there's a lot.
All right, gentlemen, that's the hard parts out of the way. I'm going to shut up and move out of the way now. Anything left you guys want to plug to get ready to come up for Haas? Any socials you want to put over? This is your chance.
Carmen, this is your expertise, baby. Get it.
Oh, baby, I was hoping he'd say it. So, of course, the place to be, Florence, Alabama, Singing River Brewery, March 1st and 2nd. Tickets start at only $10 if you have a UNA student ID. Front row tickets, $25. Right now, we have a VIP package available. There's only a limited amount. The first 12 people to sign up are going to get a ring used turnbuckle pad straight off of the ring. It's $100. You get that. You get an event exclusive t-shirt, a particular color wave that isn't going to be released anywhere else. We'll have a few on Pro Wrestling Tees. This is its own unique color wave you can only get by getting the VIP package or pre-ordering the t-shirt.
It's the shirt that the 16 entrants are going to be wearing. That's the one that's available exclusively through that VIP package.
And every year you see all the wrestlers. You see, I mean, you mentioned Brogan Finley, like Mike Bennett still wears his all the time. Like people wear them like a badge of honor.
I know that makes me so proud. We were in Tampa one year for like the last WrestleMania that was in Tampa. And I just went to a GCW show and I'm just like kind of walking around Tampa and stuff. And then I hear, "Hey, Dump, And I look over and Mance Warner is coming up to talk to me wearing his gray Hoss shirt. I just thought that was cool. It's good to know they don't just throw them away after the show.
Gentlemen, I appreciate you taking time out of your Monday night to sit down with me and talk about Hoss. And I appreciate you coming on, chatting about some wrestling with me.
Thank you so
Heck
much.
yeah.
Phil.
Thank you for having us.
We appreciate all you do. We hope you'll be there with us in person.
I'll be down there for Hoss. I'll be there. For Dump Sanders and for Carmen Michael, I am the Will Gray. Thanks for stopping by and listening, my people.